Let's rank some pitchers and take a look at the most added and dropped hitters from the weekend on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Tuesday, August 9th. I am Frank Sample, joined by Scott White. Light night of action here. Monday night, as we only had 7 games, but we did have some pitchers emerge here. Scotty, how would you rank these 3? Jose Suarez now has 3 scoreless outings in a row. He went 7 shutout with 8 strikeouts against the Oakland A's. Jordan Lyles, a near quality start against the Toronto Blue Jays, 5 2/3, 2 runs allowed, only 1 strikeout. And then Keegan Thompson, he's been hit or miss, but turns in a quality start against the Nationals. 6 innings, 1 run, 3 strikeouts there. How do you rank these 3? Thompson, Lyles, Suarez.
Well, I can't say I'm excited about any of them. I don't see much in the underlying numbers to entice me. The most impressive stat that any of them has is probably Jose Suarez, who entered with better than a 12% swinging strike rate, and it only went up with this outing. But all the ERA estimators, xFIP, xERA, FIP, they're like mid-4s for him, and too many fly balls. Just not a lot to get excited about there for Jose Suarez. So my favorite here is probably Keegan Thompson, who at least has a 3.36 ERA on the year. Again, the ERA estimators aren't great, and I don't really trust him so much, but he's been doing it long enough that, when he has the right matchup, I'm most inclined to roll the dice on him as a streamer. But you could do that with Suarez, and even to a certain extent, Jordan Lyles. I just think I don't think any of them has much of a chance of emerging as more than a streamer type.
All right, and for Keegan Thompson, he is SPARP eligible, so he does have relief pitcher eligibility for those who play in points leagues. Some waiver wire relievers. Let's rank these. For the Orioles, Felix Bautista recorded the final 4 outs for his 5th save. He's 60% rostered. All right, he's actually in a category of his own, and he deserves to be one of the most added pitchers from the weekend. He just looks like the closer for the Baltimore Orioles. But the next 3 that we have here, Scotty, for the Cubs, Rowan Wick gave up a hit, but struck out 2 for his 5th save. He's got 9 straight scoreless outings. For the Angels, Ryan Tepera, who we thought would be the closer for them, pitched a clean 9th inning for his 2nd save. They have 3 saves with 3 different relievers since Raisel Iglesias was traded. And then for the Diamondbacks, Ian Kennedy walked 1 but picked up his 7th save. He now has 3 saves in the month of August. How do you rank Wick, Tepera, and Kennedy?
I'm going to go Kennedy number 1. He has something of a track record as a closer already, and he's gotten the job done for the Diamondbacks when they've turned to him this year. I think they have the most confidence in him right now. Rowan Wick has definitely been better recently. The whip for the year is still around like 1.7, which is pretty scary for a closer, but he's the obvious front runner there with all the trades they made at the deadline, most notably David Robertson. So Wick would be 2nd, and then Ryan Tepera, a distant 3rd, because things are so messy right now for the Angels. I do think he is the one to target from their bullpen, but I don't know how consistently they're going to turn to him compared to everybody else. So Kennedy, Wick, and then Tepera.
Let's wrap up with the most added and dropped hitters from the weekend. The most added, Jorge Mateo, Alek Thomas, Trey Mancini, 3 of which on Scott's sleeper hitter list. So people are listening. You like to see that. And then Miguel Vargas and Seth Brown are the other 2. The problem, Scott, with Miguel Vargas is that he was optioned back to AAA on Monday. Not much playing time available for him, so I would imagine he will now be dropped, unfortunately.
Yeah, he'll be almost dropped soon enough, right? And we can't say we didn't see it coming. I mean, the Dodgers didn't seem motivated to play Vargas, even though one of their top prospects had a great year in the minors. They added him to the 40-man roster to get him on the 26-man roster, but it just seemed like for only a short stay as they awaited Justin Turner's return. Jorge Mateo is probably the most interesting right now. For the more than a month now, he's been everything we dreamed he could be at the start of the year when we learned he was going to be the Orioles starting shortstop. I believe it's 7 home runs, 7 steals during that stretch, an OPS near 900. Batting only in the 250, 260 range, but you'll take that if he's making that kind of impact in the other categories and striking out less than he has for the majority of the season, which is also reason to believe maybe he can sustain it. And minor league track record suggests that's closer to who Jorge Mateo could be. So I'm hopeful that at least in categories leagues, especially roto leagues with extra lineup spots, Jorge Mateo will be something like a must-start player rest of the year. A lot of hope for Trey Mancini as well, going from Park with the fences moved back at Camden Yards, just terrible for his approach and how often he pulls the ball in the air. Minute Maid Park couldn't be better for him as a right-handed hitter. So with that extreme venue shift, hopeful for Trey Mancini as well. But at this point, he's already pretty widely rostered.
Yeah, I think he's up over 80% now, which definitely makes sense for Trey Mancini. The most dropped hitters, Franmil Reyes, Alex Kirilloff, Leody Taveras, Nolan Jones, and Christopher Morel. And if you want to hear our thoughts on them, then you can listen to the full-length podcast, Fantasy Baseball Today, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.